we will feature quarterback moves and how to make it look realistic. I'm going to start off by showing you all the quarterback moves, and in order to do so, I will just isolate a couple players. I will simply drag them over here and make them all quarterbacks. What this does is it automatically assigns speed and the first animations that a quarterback would do. Now within the quarterback's moves, what I can do is a couple different animations, motions, and interactions. If you look over here, as I'm doing this, it automatically assigns a 5-step drop. This is because we change it to quarterback from offensive line or running back. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple different things. To change the animation, I go to Action, and then I go to QB Moves, and you see I have a list of actions. What I have done is I've gone through and I've given each of these quarterbacks a certain animation. For instance, I come here, I go to Action, QB Moves, and I can choose, and just for time I went ahead and did this, but I can choose whatever I want. So 3-step drop, a 5-step drop. Over here we have a QB look, a QB pre-throw, a QB post-throw, and then just a natural QB throw. So what we will show you is in 3D mode what these all look like. Now, it's also important to remember that if you cut off the animation or the duration of that animation will stop short. So we've gone ahead and we've lengthened the time in which the animation occurs so the play can move longer. We will now show you this in 3D and look at each individual animation. Right now we're just going to focus on this guy, which I believe is a 3-step drop. You'll notice he goes back into his 3-step drop, and then he's on to the next animation, which will most likely be either the pre-throw or a QB look. Over here we see the 5-step drop, and we'll focus in on him. And these are all from under center stances. Now again, you can speed him up, you can make that faster, you make it slower. I just set it so you guys would be able to see it. This guy's the QB look, and it's what I call the QB looking at the defense or reading the defense. You'll notice it's just what it looks like when a quarterback's in the pocket and he's just looking at downfield over his left shoulder if he's a righty. Now the QB pre-throw is the next guy, and you'll see he gets all the way. If we look at that in slow motion, it's basically the windup and the apex of the throw. So it's the windup, and at the top of the throw where the ball is about to be released, we can make it a little longer so his arm comes up a little more. But the most natural QB progression will be QB under center or QB shotgun stance into QB look, into pre-throw, into post-throw, and we'll show you post-throw here. If we look at number 1 here, he's going to be doing the post-throw, which is the end part of the throw. So you'll see he starts at the top of his right there into the throw. And then if you just have a fade screen, or if you had something or a fade throw you wanted to show that doesn't break it up and it's just one solid throw, number 2 is doing that, and that's just QB throw. You don't have any control over the timing or the experience, but you do have a nice animation that you don't have to splice up. Now we will apply it, and you'll get to see how we do it from scratch. In this case, it auto, because I have him set as a QB, it auto brings me to a 3-step or 5-step drop. What I want to do is I want the ball to be snapped, and I want my quarterback to go into a QB look, into a pre-throw, into a post-throw. So I'm not going to assign the times. I like to simply assign the animations and then apply the times to them. So in this case, I'll go to QB pre-throw right. My quarterback's a righty. And then we'll go QB post-throw right. So now when I look into 3D mode, he's going to do those 3 animations. Now I need to make sure it's timed up when I want that quarterback throwing the ball. So if you see I go like this, and you'll notice he's going to either very quickly do the animations or not do them at all. So I want to make sure that when I go into 2D mode, he has time. I'm going to bring up the QB look a little bit. I'm going to make these all scrunched in because I don't want him going back too far. So QB look, he's going to look downfield for, let's say, a second, roughly. He's going to release the ball, and I'll have to time it up when down here it says my quarterback is throwing the ball. But let's say he releases the ball at that's a good time, 2.84. That's pretty average. And then the QB post throw, this really can be as long as you want. It just is the follow through of the throw. So now if we look at the quarterback that we just manipulated, I hit play, he's doing the QB look, he just went into the QB pre-throw, and that's the QB post throw. Now you can again adjust the time to make it a smoother transition, but that's what the typical quarterback animation process will look like.